They are used basically for these pteridophytes are used for medicinal purpose and as a soil binders. They are frequently grown as ornamental as they are very beautiful due to its grace. And evolutionarily, they are the first terrestrial plant to possess vascular tissue, xylem and phloem. They are the first terrestrial plant. क्योंकि जो the plants which belongs to bryophyte, they they can live on the land, but they are not having the vascular tissue. So evolutionarily, they are the first plant that are having the xylem and phloem, that vascular tissue, and they are the first plant who are having the true root, shoot, or leaves. Okay, these pteridophytes they are found in cool, damp, shady place, and they can also flourish well in the sandy soil condition also. And what is the difference between the pteridophytes and the bryophytes? As you know, as we move from the algae to angiosperm, the complexity keeps increasing. So algae and bryophytes, the dominant phase is in the pteridophytes. They are the first evolutionary. They are the first plants to having the vascular bundle, and they are the first plants who are having two leaf, shoot, and roots. And if you can see, they are used for medicinal purpose. These are the economical properties, and they are soil binders. Now, what is the habitat? They're found in cool, damp, shady place, and some flourish well in the sandy soil condition. You know the meaning of sandy soil. The particle size is more in case of sandy soil, and you know we have discussed in algae and bryophytes. The main plant body is gametophyte because they can produce gamete. But in this case, the main plant body, the dominant phase, because in the bryophytes, the dominant phase in their life cycle is the gametophytic, but in the pteridophytes or all other pteridophytes like gymnosperm or angiosperm, the dominant phase in their life cycle and their main plant body is sporophyte, which is differentiated into true root, stem, and leaves. Okay, that's the main difference between the bryophytes and pteridophytes. First difference I told you that they have the vascular bundle, xylem phloem. Second difference is that they are having the the sporophytic main plant body is a dominant phase in their life cycle because in bryophyte the dominant phase in life cycle is gametophytic, and they are also differentiated to true root, stem, and leaf. The sporophytic body is differentiated into true root, stem, and leaves, and these organs possess well differentiated vascular tissue, xylem and phloem, and the leaves in Pteridophyta in they are also small. We use the term microphyll, as in the case of Shelaginella, and large also we are using the term macrophyll, as in the case of fern. And the sporophytes, the main plant body is sporophyte. The sporophyte, these are the economical properties, economical importance. The main plant body is sporophytic, that is diploid, and the sporophyte bears sporangia that are subtended by the leaf-like appendages called sporophylls. You can see the structure of sporophylls. In the sporophylls, the spore will form. In some cases, like sporophylls may form distinct compact structure called storobili or cones. You can see in some cases, like in some varieties like Shelaginella or Equicellum, you can see the cone-like structure. It is mainly seen in the gymnosperm, but it is only in some cases. It looks like this. The sporangia produce spore by meiosis in spore mother cell. The sporangia, you can see the sporangia, that is the sporophyte body. In the sporophyte body, there are having sporangium. In the sporangium, spores are produced by meiosis because it is a diploid body and spores are haploid and they are produced by the spore mother cell. स्पोर मदर सेल से बनते हैं स्पोर्स वाया मियोसिस और किस में बनते हैं स्पोरेंजियम में एंड दी स्पोर जर्मिनेट अब ये स्पोर्स क्या होते हैं क्योंकि इनमें सीड्स तो नहीं होते दे आर हैविंग दिस जो है स्टार्ट तो हुई है यहीं से टेरिडोफाइट से बट प्रॉपरली जो सीड्स हैं दैट विल यू गेट इन द जिम्नोस्पर्म एंड एंजियोस्पर्म जिम्नोस्पर्म में नेक्ड सीड है और एंजियोस्पर्म में कवर्ड सीड है so these four germinate to give inconspicuous small multicellular pteridophyte is limited and restricted to narrow geographical region. That's the reason. Because the prothallus the life cycle of pteridophytes, the main dominant phase is sporophytic. In the sporophytic plant body, sporophyll will form. In the sporophyll, the spore mother cells, they undergo meiosis. They will form the spores, and the spores after germination, they will produce the prothallus. And this is the structure of prothallus. It requires cool, damp, shady place to grow because they are having a free living gametophytic. The prothallus is a free living, photosynthetic. It needs water for fertilization. That's why the spread of living pteridophyte is limited and restricted to narrow geographical region. This question asked many times in the 11th exam. Why the spread of this pteridophytes are restricted for a narrow geographical region? They are because they need water for fertilization. Okay, the gametophyte that is prothallus, they bear male and female sex organ called antheridia and archegonia. You can see in the prothallus, the antheridia and archegonia is there. Antheridia, they will produce a एंथ्रीडिया से क्या बनेंगे मेल गैमेट ठीक है और एंथ्रीजॉइड्स उन्हें क्या बोलेंगे एंथ्रीजॉइड्स दीज एंथ्रीजॉइड्स आर रिलीज इनटू द वाटर एंड दे रीच अप टू द माउथ ऑफ आर्कीगोनियम वहां पे मेल और फीमेल का फ्यूजन होगा यू नो दैट water is needed for transfer of antherizoids that is male gamete just like sperm in our case from antheridia to the mouth of archegonium. That fusion of male gamete with the egg present in the archegonium result in the formation of zygote. And zygote therefore produce a multicellular, well differentiated sporophyte, which is the dominant phase of the pteridophytes. In majority of the pteridophytes, all the spores are similar kind. Such plants are called homosporous. Such plants are called होमोस्पोरस प्लांट जहां दोनों एक ही जैसे स्पोर्स होते हैं उन्हें होमोस्पोरस कहते हैं लाइक सेलेजिनेला एंड सेल्विनिला which produce two kind of spores like macro and micro. Macro is used for the female, the other name is mega, and micro is used for the male because male gamete is always small. They are known as heterosporous. Heterosporous का example है सेलेजिनेला and salvinia, and these the megaspore and microspore germinate and give rise to female and male gametophytes respectively. The female gametophyte in these plants are retained on the parent sporophytes for variable period. जो female gametophytes हैं ये plants के पास ही रहते हैं जो plant जो sporophyte है sporophytic for variable period क्योंकि they are not free living क्योंकि जो एंथ्रोजॉइड्स है वो रिलीज होते हैं जो फीमेल गैमेटोफाइट है दे आर नॉट रिलीज्ड क्योंकि ये गैमेट मेल गैमेट फीमेल गैमेट के पास जा रहे हैं थ्रू वाटर द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ जाइगोट इनटू द यंग एम्ब्रियो टेक प्लेस विद इन द फीमेल गैमेटोफाइट ओके जस्ट लाइक आवर केस लाइक द embryo will form within the mother womb just like this within the female gametophyte the zygote develop into the young embryo. This event is a precursor to the seed habit. and this is considered as an important step in the evolution. And the further this is, you can see the overall life cycle of pteridophytes. The main plant body is sporophyte. Sporophyte means diploid. It will produce the spores in the sporangium through meiosis. The देखो meiosis हुई, meiosis के बाद spores बने. After that they will germinate. They will form the prothallus. That is a free living gametophyte that is photosynthetic. Also, it bears both male and female anthrozoids. These are sex organs, archegonium and archegonian antheridia. Antheridia produce anthrozoids, and they, via the water, they reach to the mouth of archegonia. Then the fertilization took place. After fertilization, again they will form the embryo, and embryo will form the sporophyte. So this is a whole cycle. The main phase of their life cycle, they are diploid. That's why I told you the main dominant phase in the pteridophyte are sporophytic, and it is just reverse to the bryophytes. ब्रायोफाइट्स में क्या था कि मेन प्लांट बॉडी जो थी वो हेप्लॉइड थी, और जो स्पोरोफिटिक फेज थी वो कम टाइम के लिए थी, एंड दैट स्पोरोफिटिक इज आल्सो that parasitic over the gametophytic. Sporophytic is not free living. यहाँ पे स्पोरोफाइट और गेमेटोफाइट दोनों फ्री लिविंग है, बट मैक्सिमम टाइम ऑफ देयर लाइफ साइकिल दे आर डिप्लॉयड स्पोरोफाइट. ठीक है, आई थिंक दिस इज ओवर फ्रॉम माय साइड. इन द टेरिडोफाइट्स there are four classes: Psilopsida, Lycopsida, Sphenopsida, and Teriopsida. These are the four classes, and the examples in Salicida is Phyllonilum. Like Lycopsida, the example is Selaginella and Lycopodium. Sphenosopida, example is Equisetum, example, and Pteropsida, example is Dryopteris and Petris and Adentum. These are the examples. The next is the gymnosperm. Now, gymnosperms. You can see this cone-like structure, and in this the pine trees will come. Gymnos means they are naked seed. Gymnos mean naked. Sperma means seeds, and they are the plants in which the ovules are not enclosed by the ovary wall, and they are removed exposed before and after fertilization. इसमें जो seeds होते हैं, because seed will form after the fertilization of ovule will convert it into the seed. जितने ovules होंगे, ovules are present in the ovary, so here ovules are converted into the seeds after fertilization, and because there is no ovary wall, that's why the seeds are naked. Seeds that develop post fertilization are not covered, that's why they are naked, and the seeds that develop post fertilization are not covered. Gymnosperms include medium sized trees or tall trees and shrubs. I'll tell you the like the gymnosperms, the characteristic feature. There are 900 living species that we know, and they are small group of seed plants. From here, the seed plants starts. Unlike bryophytes and pteridophytes, in gymnosperm, the male and female gametophyte do not have independent free living existence. जैसे कि जिम्नोस्पर्म, ब्रायोफाइट्स और टेरिडोफाइट्स में, इफ यू रिमेंबर, जो मेल और फीमेल गैमेटोफाइट्स है, दे आर हैविंग ए इंडिपेंडेंट एग्जिस्टेंस, बट हियर देयर इज the male and female gametophyte do not have an independent free living existence. They remain within the sporangia. They retained on the sporophyte. This is the main difference between the bryophyte, pteridophyte, and gymnosperm. If you compare gymnosperm with bryophytes and pteridophytes, because the main plant body is diploid, तो जिम्नोस्पर्म और टेरिडोफाइट्स में दोनों में मेन प्लांट बॉडी डिप्लॉयड है, बट जो मेन डिफरेंस अगर हम करें टेरिडोफाइट्स का जिम्नोस्पर्म से, यहाँ पे जिम्नोस्पर्म में मेल और फीमेल जो गैमेटोफाइट्स हैं, दे आर नॉट फ्री लिविंग, दे आर नॉट इंडिपेंडेंट, दे आर रिमेन विद इन द स्पोरेंजिया, दे आर रिटेन्ड ऑन द स्पोरोफाइट्स. Okay, you can see that the gymnosperms, their naked seed are plants in which the ovules are not enclosed by the ovary wall and they are remain exposed before and after fertilization. You can see the ovule of the angiosperm and gymnosperm. एंजियोस्पर्म में क्या होता है, ओवरी बॉल होती है, ओवरी विल कन्वर्ट इनटू द फ्रूट. जो फ्रूट वाले प्लांट्स हैं दे आर कम्स अंडर एंजियोस्पर्म. यहाँ पे जो है विदाउट सीड्स आर नेक्ड, दे आर डोंट हैव ओवरी बॉल, दे आर नेक्ड. जिम्नोस्पर्म दे इंक्लूड मीडियम साइज ट्रीज और टॉल ट्रीज एंड shrubs. जिम्नोस्पर्म में they include medium sized tree, tall trees and shrubs. The giant redwood tree sequoia is one of the tallest tree up to 100 meters. 100 meters तक इसकी हाइट होती है. And species of Gnetum are would-be climbers. The smallest gymnosperm is Jamia pygmea, which reaches a height of 25 centimeters. एक ऐसे जिम्नोस्पर्म है जिसकी हाइट से 25 सेंटीमीटर है. And most of the gymnosperm live for more than 4,000 years, like pine, redwood trees. जिम्नोस्पर्म में इसकी प्लांट बॉडी स्पोरोफाइट है, डिप्लॉयड है. दे आर वेल डिफरेंशिएटेड रूट स्टेम लीव्स and the roots in some genera have fungal association in the form of mycorrhiza like pinus. The tap root presents serve as a function of proper anchorage of heavy plants to the soil. Root in some genera have fungal association in the form of mycorrhiza, while in others have small specialized roots called colloidal roots. They are associated with the nitrogen fixing cyanobacteria such as Anabina and nostoc. The stem are branched as in case of pinus, or unbranched cycas. The leaves can be simple or complex, depend upon the plant. In cycas, the pinnate leaf persists for a few years. The leaf in gymnosperm are well adapted for withstand extreme of temperature, humidity, and wind. While in conifers, the needle-like leaves reduce the surface area to withstand the extreme of cold temperature and snowfall, and their thick cuticle and shrunken stomata help to reduce water loss. Now you can see the reproduction. One more thing, they are also having the xylem and phloem, because xylem phloem start from the pteridophytes. Pteridophytes, gymnosperm, angiosperm, all are having the vascular bundle. एल्गी और ब्रायोफाइट से वैस्कुलर बंडल नहीं थे. ट्रू रूट शूट स्टार्ट हमारी हुई टेरिडोफाइट से, एंड दे आर अरेंज इन वैस्कुलर बंडल. वैस्कुलर बंडल जो इसमें जिम्नोस्पर्म में है, दे आर द कंडक्टिंग पार्ट. जाइलम इज द कंडक्टिंग पार्ट. This consists of trachea, and vessels occur in genitum and its relative. Phloem has seed cells but are arranged in rows. Reproduction in the gymnosperm, they are heterosporous. जैसे वहां हमने पढ़ा था टेरिडोफाइट्स में, they are both homosporous and heterosporous, but here they are produced, the gymnosperm, they are heterosporous. They produce haploid, microspore and megaspores. The macrospores and megaspores, we are using word for male and female, because I told you that male gamete is small, that's why we use the word micro, and macro is for female, and both are haploid. And the asexual reproduction they have not discussed here. The cones, the two kind of spores are produced within the sporangia that are borne on sporophyll, because here the free living gametophyte is not there. Okay, so the some leaves are modified into sporophylls, and they are compactly and spirally arranged along the axis to form a lax of storobili or cones. You can see here the sporophyll bears sporangia in which the spores are produced, and these sporophylls are of two types: micro sporophylls and mega. Micro sporophylls, those who are having the male, that those who produce the microspores, or the female one, that megasporophyll, they are produce the ovules. The storobili bearing the microsporangia are called microsporangiate or male storobili, and the storobili bearing the megasporophylls with ovules or megasporangia are called macrosporangiate or female storobili. The plant may be monoecious in the case of pinus. where the male and female cones or strobili may present on the same tree. It can be dioecious also in the cycles. They can bear on the different trees like unisexual. The pollen grains, they are the microspores. They are developed into the male gametophyte, and which is highly reduced, and it is confined only to a limited number of cells. They are known as pollen grain. The development of pollen grains occur within the microsporangia, and the ovules are formed in the megaspore mother cell. One of the megaspore mother cell is differentiated from one of the cells of the nucleus, and which is protected by the envelope, and the composite structure is called ovule. Ovules are born on the megasporophylls, which may be clustered together forming female cones. The megaspore mother cell undergoes meiotic division, like meiosis division, forming four megaspore, out of which three will degenerate. Only one is enclosed with the megasporangium and develops into a multicellular female gametophyte that bearing two or more archegonia of female. The multicellular female gametophyte is also retained within the megasporangium. Okay. The female gametophyte is not free living. As you can see, in this case, it is retained on the megasporangium. The fertilization, how fertilization took place, you know that the air current is required for transport of male and female gamete. Here you can see, unlike bryophyte and pteridophyte, in gymnosperm, the male and the female gametes do not have an independent free living existence. They remain within the sporangia, retained on the sporophyte. The male gametes are carried out to the archegonia, that is gamete in the ovule, by means of a tube called pollen tube, and discharge their contents into the near the mouth of archegonia. This is called siphonogamy. Okay. Now, after fertilization, zygote develops into the embryo, and the ovules, they are developed into the seed, and the seed contain food having tissue called endosperm. It lies naked or exposed. Endosperm provide nutrition for growth of seedling at the time of seed germination. Examples are Cycas, Pinus, Ginkgo, and Abies, Cedrus. These are the examples of gymnosperm. I'll tell you the difference between the microsporophylls and the megasporophylls. Microsporophylls, it bears the microsporangia, and megasporophylls, they are having the megasporangia. In microsporophylls, there contains numerous microspores. Numerous microspores. I told you the male gamete is always very high in number, and megasporophylls, they are usually contain one megaspore. The microspores are released by the microsporophylls, and megaspores, in megasporophyll, megaspores are retained inside the megasporangium. Okay, so these are the difference between the microsporophyll and megasporophyll, and the difference between the male gametophyte and the female gamete, between the, if you see the difference between the pteridophytes and the gymnosperms, if you see the difference between the pteridophyte and the gymnosperm, especially in context of the male gametophyte. So in pteridophytes, male gametophyte may be or may not be present, distinct. In male gametophyte of gymnosperm, a distinct male gametophyte is present. In pteridophyte, it contains an antheridium, but antheridium-like structure is not present in the gametophyte. In case of pteridophyte, the male gametophyte may be flagellate. In gymnosperm, the male gametophyte can be flagellate or non-flagellate, and in pteridophyte, male gamete reach female by swimming in water. Water is essential for pteridophytes for transfer of male gamete to the female. But here the main difference is that male gamete reach the female gamete through the pollen tube, and it will reach to the female gamete and gametophyte by the air currents. They don't need water, so they are independent. The sexual reproduction is, independent of water. It means that they are not restricted that water is they need water for that only. The economic importance of gymnosperms, the seeds of just like chilgoza is example, pinus are used as food after roasting. Some are edible plants. Some plants are their endosperms are used and they provide softwood for construction, plywood industry. They are also used as a fuel. They are uh, they are also using in the plastic. Resin is a semi-fluid secreted by the special tubes of the number of conifers. It helps in sealing female cones after pollination, and resin is distilled to obtain turpentine and resin that we are using in the painting. Yes, when you are doing the this turpentine is used for thinning paints. It is used for thinning paints, varnish, and the resin is used for sealing joints of wheel, preparation of writing paper, oil, clothes. And ephedrine is an antibiotic. It is obtained from the ephedra, which is also a gymnosperm. It is one of the like Taxol, which is anti-cancer drug, which is obtained from the Texas. Is a plant that is very good drug. Taxol. It is also produced from the gymnosperm. So now, sir, please allow student to ask the question because only 10 minutes are left. Tomorrow I will discuss about the angiosperm. Only one topic is left, angiosperm. Yes, sir. Please allow the students to ask the question.